When you did a Frank Sinatra session, it was unlike most sessions you did.
We had ran that song, I bet, 20 times. Strangers in the night, E flat, C position, man. I could just play right along and play the notes with the chords with him by the time he got there.
And they picked it apart, make sure there are no goofs, make sure everything was perfect with the arranger and so forth.
You know, Bo and I started together with American Music up there, did tons of demos. But he was running Sinatra's record label at the time.
Dean was having all these hits that Jimmy was producing, and Frank wasn't having any hits, you know. So, I mean, he was still a star, a giant star, but he wasn't having record sales.
Now, this was Frank's comeback. He just, I guess, purchased or started Reprise Records. 1964, I believe that is.
It was a pop song, and that's not what he wanted to sing. You know, he likes to get in there and click his fingers and, you know, sing all these old, you know, standards, which he did well. He was great at it, you know.
I don't think he cared one way or the other. It was just maybe to placate Dean, because Dean had been, like, you know, begging him to let Jimmy Bowen do a record on him, you know, for a long time.
Pretty soon Frank walked out of the booth, walked around, said hello to certain people that he knew, certain musicians.
He said, guys, see that bar over there and those chairs? We said, yeah. Well, my friends are going to come in here tonight, and they're going to watch the session. They're going to have drinks over there. You guys get your ass over there, make a drink or two, and then get your butts back here, and let's cut this turkey.
Frank comes in and does 3 takes.
When that last take was done, Frank didn't even listen to it. He did not hang out to listen to it. Do you have what you need? You know, because it's time for me to go.
Either the lyrics he looked away or forgot them, or just didn't think to sing anything on the end.
Scooby-Dooby-Dooby, Dooby-Dooby, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And Jimmy looks at me and I look at him, and Jimmy says, "What do you think?" And I said, "Wow." I said, "I don't know what to think about this." I said, because it's, I've never heard anything like this before. I said, "I can tell you one thing for sure. Either it's going to be the biggest bomb that Frank ever made, or it's going to be the biggest hit he ever had." You know, Jimmy's very tight on budgets. I mean, he's got his money down. He knows how much he has to spend, and he's going to get something. Well, he didn't have a second song for Frank Sinatra, right? He just was, you know, just had that one song. So he did a pickup song for Dean Martin, middle of a take. I mean, you know, Dean's singing and we're playing, and Frank just walks back into the studio door through this, you know, double door. He said, "Come on, Dean, it's time to go." Yeah, we're in the middle of a take. Come on, Dean, shut it down, time to go. Because I told you, he was on an itinerary. He was going to Vegas, right? And he looked at me and he looked, you know, at the guys. He said, "Well, guys," he said, "time to go. Frank's calling."